What's going on today, guys? Massive Hater here, and today we'll be talking about some really boring shit. I'm gonna try to make it a lot more, sorry, not more boring. I'm gonna try to make it a lot less boring. If I end up making it a lot more boring, I've totally messed up my job. I should hand in my YouTuber card. You know what? I'm gonna be handing that in anyways. Here you go. Take that. Anyways, today we'll be talking about UA. Unison Audio? Oh god, no. Universal Audio makes some great analog emulation plugins. They also make some pretty high quality hardware. Now, what most people would probably tell you is that the main reason to buy a Universal Audio piece of hardware is in order to use their plugins. Well, I have some good and maybe bad news depending on who you are. Universal Audio has just released native perpetual versions of their plugins, meaning you no longer need hardware to run them, or their subscription service. Blech. So if you bought an Apollo anytime recently, you may have made a wrong decision, unless... Hold on, this is a big unless here. Unless you're worried about having a low latency with UAD plugins. It may still be good to use one of these interfaces if you're recording vocals and you have a vocal chain of their plugins while you're recording the vocals, or if you're using it in some sort of live situation, etc. But the processors that we use nowadays are still much more powerful. Essentially, Apollo interfaces are just overpriced giant dongles, except that they have pretty good analog to digital converters. I'm sure there may be a few other situations where you could still want to use their hardware, but if you're not worried about that and you recently bought an Apollo, you may want to see if you can return it, seeing as the Apollo interfaces are freaking expensive, like really freaking expensive.
Holy shit.
Well, at least it's got free shipping. Now, this may not be a surprise to you if you realize that they have been doing the UAD Spark subscription for about a year now, meaning that it wasn't impossible for people to run these plugins on their computer alone to begin with, at least in recent years. If we're being honest, it was probably about money. It was a money decision. They wanted you to buy the hardware for money. At least that's what I think. So you can buy the plugins individually from them, or you can buy one of the bundles. They have the Creative Edition, Mix Edition, as well as the Diamond Edition. That sounds really familiar. Where could they have gotten the idea for a Diamond bundle before? Can you guys help me out with that? I can't think of it. The Creative Edition comes with 10 plugins, the Mix Edition comes with 23, and the Diamond Edition comes with 28, and the respective prices are on the screen right now. The plugins they released, though, include Ravel, Tube Channel Strip, Oxide Tape Recorder, Polymax Synth, Hitsville Reverb Chamber, Studio Chorus, Teletronics LA2A, API 2500, Galaxy Tape Echo, Hitsville EQ Collection, Brigade Chorus, 1176, Limiter Collection, Lexicon 224 Digital Reverb, API Vision Channel, Pure Plate Reverb, Opal Morphing Synthesizer, Waterfall B Organ, Schroeder 8800 Tape Recorder, Waterfall Rotary Speaker, Pultec Passive EQ Collection, and Moog Mini Moog. It was like running a marathon. Some of my favorite UAD plugins include the Pultec emulations, probably the most accurate Pultec emulation that I've heard. I've heard there are some slightly better sounding Pultec emulations out there, but I haven't gotten around to trying all of them yet. I would say that they're all within the same ballpark though. If you can't afford it, or if it isn't worth the money for you, you definitely could settle for Analog Obsessions, although Analog Obsessions only emulates the EQP1A and not the MEQ5 or HLF3C, so that is one upside to getting the UAD versions. The Moog emulation is not bad if you're looking for a mini Moog, definitely very vintage sounding. My favorite of their MIDI instruments though has to be the Polymax. I talked about it before on WNN. It has a very warm and atmospheric sound to it. The presets are also not bad at all. LA2A and 1176 emulations are also pretty good. Pretty much none of these will make or break your mix in my opinion though, but they do sound very nice. Again, there are Analog Obsession emulations of these as well too. Now, are these plugins worth your money? Well, this isn't a review, I just thought I'd give my quick opinion on this since I'm talking about UAD plugins here. But I think it really depends on how much you value having analog emulation and how much mixing you actually do. If you mix for high-end clients, it's probably worth it for you, since your clients are expecting more and you'd also pay it off extremely fast. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the UAD changes to their plugins, the fact that you can now get them natively. Are you guys going to be buying them? Are you guys going to be buying them, if you know what I mean? If you have an Apollo, are you excited or mad about that? Let me know down in the comments. Some of you may have noticed, hey, you look a lot better. What happened? Well, thank you. I got my new lens for my camera, thankfully, so no more webcam. I know some of you guys said the webcam was better, like maybe it fit the aesthetic better or something, but that shit looked awful, if we could be honest. That shit looked awful. Maybe people were like, well, this channel's awful, so having an awful camera is actually fitting. Fuck you. Make sure to check out my social medias, my second channel. I'll see you guys next time.